What's up, guys? Nick Howell, the Data Center Dude, right here back at AWS reInvent once again. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend Andy Crudge. Andy, how you doing, man?
Doing awesome. How are you?
Great to see you again.
Likewise.
Very excited to be back at reInvent. Tons of people this year. As I've noticed, I believe Adam said in the keynote this morning, over 50,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm interested to see how much bigger it gets than that, because I heard closer to 70 as potential numbers. But anyway, we're here to talk about FSx ONTAP. Last year we had some really cool announcements. This year we've got even more. So let's kick it off with one of the first ones being Shared VPC. What do people need to know about the announcements around Shared VPC when it comes to FSx ONTAP?
Yeah, absolutely. So Shared VPC, it's a really exciting feature AWS offers. In short, what it enables customers to do is decentralize their management of their core networking infrastructure from the management of their compute, their storage, all the other resources that they need. And so with the Shared VPC, central networking administrators can set up an entire VPC infrastructure, set up all the networking, and then share those virtual private clouds out with application teams to allow application teams to deploy compute, storage, whatever they need in those resources, without application teams really needing to know how to set up any of the networking stuff.
So cool. So now that we know what Shared VPC is, what was actually the announcement that we did this morning?
Yeah, absolutely. So with FSx ONTAP, we offer two deployment options, single Z file system and multi-Z file system. Before this announcement, you could create a single Z file system if you had a VPC shared with you. You could not create a multi-Z file system in a shared VPC. Has to do with how we do networking, how we do routing for multi-Z file systems, but in short, as of this past Sunday, just a couple days ago, that limitation is no longer. Customers can now deploy multi-Z file systems, can deploy any FSx ONTAP file system in a shared VPC. There's a checkbox that you check if you want to do that, and otherwise, everything just automatically works.
So it's not an on by default sort of thing. You have to want that or need that, right?
Yeah. So the owner of the VPC, the networking administrator, basically they go to the FSx console, they check a box that says, the people I share my VPC with, they can now create a multi-Z file system. Once they've checked that box, anyone they've shared that VPC with can create a file system.
Gotcha. Awesome. So more links to that and the actual announcement post available to you guys in Discord. Top secret, Andy also hangs out in there. So if you have any questions, along with other members of his team. So if you have any questions about that, hit up netappdiscord.com, come join us, and head to the AWS channel. We've also got one specifically for reInvent to go over all of this stuff, so make sure you come and check it out. Andy, we're not done though. We've got some more announcements. We also did was it backup for FlexGroups, I believe is that the way you're saying it?
Yeah. So with ONTAP, there's two types of volumes.
Yep.
FlexVol is FlexGroups. Don't have to explain it to you.
Yep.
We've always supported creating, managing, backing up FlexVol volumes through the FSx console, the FSx API, and customers have always had access to the ONTAP CLI with FSx. So we see some customers using FlexGroup volumes here and there for certain types of use cases. And with this launch just a couple days ago, customers can now also use the FSx console, the FSx API to manage FlexGroup volumes and also take backups of those FlexGroup volumes.
Gotcha.
So basically just rounding out our support for both FlexVol and FlexGroups altogether.
So what is the backup mechanism that's happening under the covers? Is that our Snap Vault? Is that an AWS thing that's orchestrating the backups?
Yeah, so it's a combination. So FSx ONTAP, we have a native built-in backup capability. It's actually enabled by default. When you create a file system by default, we'll back up all of your volumes once a day, and you can get fancier with services like AWS Backup if you'd like.
Sure.
Under the covers, we leverage a lot of the SnapMirror technology ONTAP has built to actually do the data movement that's required for backup, restore. But it's a collaboration from a technology perspective. There's SnapMirror elements, and again, the actual backup storage is fully managed by Amazon.
Awesome. So again, guys, we've got the link to all of the posts and the announcements and all of that over in Discord for you. Make sure you check those out, netappdiscord.com. We're not done yet though, Andy. We got one more big one that we really got to talk about, and we saved the biggest for last.
We did.
Scale out. I don't even know how to say it. We now also have scale out support for FSx ONTAP.
We do.
Lay it on us. What is that all about?
Yeah, so just last year when you and I spoke at reInvent, our big launch for that reInvent is we doubled the maximum performance of FSx ONTAP. We increased the maximum throughput from 2 gigabytes per second to 4 gigabytes per second, and that was one of the common themes we see is customers love the rich capabilities, the features, the simplicity of FSx ONTAP. It's combining all the capabilities that make ONTAP great with the agility, the stability, the high resiliency of an Amazon service. And we've seen a lot of customers really embrace and be excited about these two elements coming together.
Yeah.
one of the key themes customers ask for is they want more of it.
Yeah.
And so there's certain specifically workloads in high performance computing and databases and EDA where even 4 gigabytes per second, as exciting as that launch was a year ago, customers need more.
Yeah.
And so the scale out announcement, what we basically launched is a version of the product that allows customers to have a file system that's horizontally scaled across many pairs of file servers, up to 6 at the moment. And what that gives customers ultimately is a 9x performance boost from where we were a year ago, which back then was a doubling from where we were 2 years ago. So
carry the to 36 gigabytes
36
per
gigabytes.
second, gigabytes per second. Holy crap, dude!
36 gigabytes per second, over 1 million SSD IOPS. So really exciting launch. There's a number of use cases we see again when this comes up. Think M&E workloads, media entertainment, high performance, Windows accessible, Mac OS accessible storage. It's a
modeling workloads
here.
and AI. If you're doing LLMs, like I think about a lot of this kind of stuff. If you're building large models, you're going to need tons of data and you're going to need it streamed very quickly.
Exactly.
And that's what I think about. That's the first thing that comes to my mind, especially as much as we've all been talking about generative AI over what seems like the last year. More storage capacity, more horsepower, and more bandwidth is always going to be the rule of the day when it comes to any of these types of workloads. So the fact that we're now scaling out to 6 nodes, increase the capacity, increase the throughput, multiple AZ deployments, and with all of the FlexGroups support to kind of bake all of that in, like it's starting to feel like a real storage array.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Because I think we've built up certain expectations on-prem for our customers. I think when they're moving things to FSx, maybe they've been working with some of our more recent higher-end systems, so maybe it's our fault that we set the expectations a little higher with on-prem stuff. So when they get up there and they're like, 4 gig, really? Now, no more excuses. 36 gigabyte per second is not messing around. That is some crazy performance.
Yep. Yeah. And I know customers are going to want more even beyond that. Performance, as I mentioned.
That was going to be my next question.
It's a continuous part of our roadmap.
Yep.
One of the really exciting things that we're seeing with the service is customers always want more.
Yeah.
Especially as part of coming to the cloud. Not only do customers need their storage to keep up with the workloads they've been running, but now in the cloud, there's so much more you can do with your data. You talked about LLMs and customers looking to run additional analyses, run generative AI against their data. All of that means that the demands for storage in the cloud are even more so than they ever were on-prem because there's simply more value customers can extract from that data. True.
So you're saying it might eventually go beyond 6 nodes?
Performance isn't always part of our roadmap. Again, I fully expect we'll be raising the bar even more over time.
I can't imagine us stopping anytime soon, to be honest with you. So it's one of those things where this is only going to get bigger and bigger and better and faster. More bandwidth, more capacity, more throughput, more security, more.
That's what our customers are asking from us. So
it's a never-ending kind of goalpost that's moving that we constantly have to strive for and make it a better service. But anything else we need to highlight before we let people go?
I think those are the main highlights. Again, it's been a really exciting re:Invent, having all these announcements come out right before it started. We're not stopping there. We have a really exciting roadmap for first quarter, the rest of the year, and so looking forward to having more of these and connecting and talking about some of the future enhancements coming to the service as well.
Yeah, I'll say I'm having more customer and partner briefings this week alone at re:Invent for FSx ONTAP specifically than I may have had all year. The number of people and the amount of interest in FSx ONTAP is through the roof this week. And I can't wait to see where this service goes in the future because it is absolutely blowing up right now. So for all of you looking for a solution to move your ONTAP-based workloads to the cloud, definitely check out FSx ONTAP. We'll have videos up. I've got videos here on the YouTube channel. We've done a bunch of stuff with Andy at Storage Day here at re:Invent. So we'll definitely have more of that stuff. And I can't wait to get my hands on Scale Out and take that for a spin and make some content for you guys about that. But Andy, as always, thank you so much, man. It's great seeing you, great chatting with you. And you guys, make sure you get into Discord, netappdiscord.com. Hit up Andy and his team if you have any questions about FSx ONTAP. Take care.
Really awesome feature that AWS provides. Basically what it enables customers to do.
Buddy.
You want to just start?
Yeah, let's start over again.